back in June, you guys, for the first time, did your 1 hour draw in Dayton. Where did the idea going an hour come from?
Well, first off, I'm the incomparable Samoa Joe.
Well, he was drunk.
Let me set the stage. So, Punk was out in beautiful...
Wait.
All right.
Wait. This is going to happen a lot. He's going to tell his story, and then I'll tell the truth. Go ahead.
So, Punk was out in beautiful, sunny Southern California, where I live, not where he lives. And he was out there standing. We happened to be at a bar, a local favorite of mine, which I'm sure many of the stories that you'll hear in this tape will originate. And so I've had a few drinks at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and Punk's sitting next to me, and we're sitting there, and we know that we have this match in Dayton coming up, and Punk asked me, actually he baits me, and goes, "Hey, so what do you think about this match in Dayton? Like, we got to do something kind of cool, you know? We didn't really haven't done anything cool yet, like, something, gotta have, like, kind of like a good match." And I'm like, all right, well, whatever. He's like, "Yeah, I go, "Hey, it'll be funny. Maybe we did one of those stupid 1 hour draws like you and Chris Hero do." And he goes, "Really? You think so?" He's like, "Yeah." And I swear to God, not 5 minutes later, this asshole's on the phone with Gabe. "Oh yeah, Joe said we should go an hour. It'll be a great 1 hour draw. Why not? It'd be a great idea." I think that, yeah, didn't agree to it. And like, I didn't, the words, "let's do a 1 hour draw," the W didn't get out of my mouth before he was on the phone with Gabe. He agrees. We're going to do the draw in Dayton. And it's going to be great and fantastic. And now he's going to tell his bullshit version of the story.
Wrong. You got the locale wrong. You got everything wrong.
Oh, the locale wrong?
Dude, we were in Pennsylvania, where I'm from. You were drunk as shit. The way I remember it is, me being me, I've got to figure out a way to not put him over. So basically, Joe's running out of, opponents. He's steamrolling through everybody, and we were sitting there talking, and it was just like, it didn't seem like it was going anywhere. Like, I don't have the best win-loss record in Ring of Honor, so it just seemed like kind of out of nowhere that I was getting a title shot. So we were sitting...
The kid with small potatoes, he needed me.
Yeah, I did. Trying to figure out, like, why I had the title shot, or why we were even wrestling, because it was just kind of thrown together. And... Joe, to your credit, you're like, "I can't just beat you, and then that kills you, and then I got nobody left, we need to do something, blah, 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 blah."
The kid's charitable. I know what I'm doing.
So Joe was drunk, and he goes, "We should do a draw." And the true part about the story is, as soon as he said draw, I went, "Hey, Gabe, I'm driving," and I look in the rearview mirror, and I just see Joe, like, I see him starting to think about it, but since he's drunk, he's really, really slow about it. And Gabe was like, "Are you sure Joe wants to?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, he just said hour draw in Dayton. It'll keep me strong. It'll make the belt look even better," because that's all I was concerned about, was trying to put the belt over more, And sure enough, after Joe sobered up, he still somehow managed to agree to it. And he only had about a week to do cardio.
Yeah.
So I think you did pretty good, kid. You did all right.
That was the best. Is he's like, "Hey, yeah, so I'm really excited about this draw we're going to do." And I'm like, "We're going to do a draw? I didn't think you were serious about that shit." And he goes,
"Why were you drunk? Where the hell were we?"
Because I was hanging out with you, bro.
Now, where the hell were we?
I need to be drunk to fucking tolerate you for over 2 hours. So,
yeah. in the car.
So I got sobered up, and then, I'm like, I don't know about that. Are you sure about that? He's like, he kind of gave me like, "Oh, if you don't want to do it, if you're a pussy or something." I'm like, "Oh, well, fuck you, I'm no pussy. I'll 1 hour draw my ass. I'll fucking do that right now."
Right.
Ass. So I mean, that's the story about how.
That's how that came about.
That's how that came about.
The week or two we had left, it actually.
We kind of.
We made it into a good idea. It actually further began to make sense after we bounced it off Gabe, and Gabe came up with nothing. But
Gabe said, "Okay, guys, you guys go out there and do it."
I'm so glad Gabe's not doing this interview. We get to tell Gabe stories.
Oh, it's gonna be great.
Ask me about FIP Gabe stories.
Yeah, ask me about how many things. Ask me about the various objects he has thrown in temper tantrums. We'll name them off.
Memories of putting that match together.
Well, first off, it was in the midst of a helicopter, because the Dayton locker room's so small that we had to go dress in the parking lot. At least it was warm. and but like there's like a helipad in the back of the Dayton building, and so it's like we're sitting there and like whatever I guess they had a new pilot, so he's practicing his landings all day. So like every time we sat there, it'd be like we talked for like a couple minutes, and then it'd be like, and then we'd have to like do like the MASH unit clear out, the helicopter would land and take off again, and we start talking for a few more minutes. But I mean, calling it was pretty simple. I mean,
calling it was super easy.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a ton of ideas in my head, like leading up to it. You know, that's why I like to know who I'm wrestling like beforehand for Ring of Honor, because I can at least think about the match. Occasionally, I'll think of something and I'll have to write it down because my memory is not the best anymore. But yeah, I mean, I had a ton of. We knew I think we benefited from knowing that we were going an hour and not, the fans obviously not having a clue, as opposed to our second hour draw, which I think everybody, at least about 75%, at least 75% of the crowd knew that it was probably going to be a draw, or it was at least going, 50, 55 minutes, something like that. We had like a completely clean slate. I mean, and there's a lot of killing time. That's where all the headlock ideas came from. When we both punked out that.
Don't call it killing time. Call it.
When we both punked out that fan.
You know what? I will thank that fan right now. That was about the best goddamn thing you could have done at that point.
Yes.
I remember we were sitting there and like.
Unless you've already killed yourself.
Yeah, unless you've already killed yourself from the embarrassment. No. I remember just prior to that, before we pounded out of the ring, we're sitting there, we're in the ring, and I just kind of like was like, I'm thinking to myself, I don't really got a lot left to do. So then after that, I kind of got reinvigorated, and we continued on with the match.
But yeah, and even though a lot of the headlock stuff was talked about, there's a lot of stuff in that match that's on the fly, just because you think you have enough stuff, or and then you don't. You run out of stuff to do, and then I guess that's what separates good workers from the rest of the pack, because we just, I don't know, it was almost like we were on autopilot, and that's where a lot of the majority of the story came from that we played off of in the second match.
What are your memories of the crowd reaction?
It was pretty cool. I was really surprised.
I was shocked as hell, because I came out and I was getting a lot more babyface heat than I thought I was gonna. I mean, we'd been in Dayton before, but was it the first time in the building?
No, when we were there the first time ever, we were in that building.
Okay, yeah.
So it was the third time we were there.
I wasn't on that
We
show.
were in Wilmington the second show.
Yeah,
Right.
it really wasn't like it. I mean, the Dayton crowd up to that point wasn't. I mean, it was a good crowd, but it wasn't really a super hot.
But the last
crowd.
time we were in Dayton, we were in a different building, and
Yeah.
that was
That went out by the
Saints.
thing.
Yeah, that was the Saints
God,
prophecy match.
remember those two girls that came down? That were like managers in Special K for that little bit.
Two girls.
And then I had them all hooked up, and then Daniels took forever in the shower. That's when he got rid of Daniels, and Daniels took forever in the shower.
Ah!
And then they took off back to wherever they were going.
OMD.
Yeah.
Yes.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah. The crowd reaction shocked me, because I was getting more. To me, it was more of an even matchup, and I figured there'd be a lot more heel heat on me. But it worked out the way we worked and structured the match, because it was more of a, the athletic contest than kind of an old time heat getting babyface heel matchup.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, like I was really surprised, because I just didn't think that the crowd would be as receptive to it. I mean,
They were. They stayed with it the
Yeah,
whole
they
time.
stayed with it
They
the
were,
whole
like,
time, which was-
molten hot at the end, and that helps out a lot,
Yeah.
especially if you're in your ring for an hour.
especially because, like I said, Dayton was kind of a new market for us down there, and we, I think a lot of the fans who've come to Ring of Honor at that time when they first come through were really just kind of there for the flash and the bang, and I personally didn't think like a Dayton crowd was ready for kind of a 1 hour epic saga of drama, and if you want to call it that, I don't know. But they held through the entire thing. It was a good time.
What are your memories of the match itself?
It was, it was a lot more fun and a lot easier to wrestle than I thought it was going to be, because it was a lot more. It was much more natural. I mean, I've done 15 minutes. I've wrestled for 15 minutes, and it's been more difficult than wrestling that hour for me personally. Just from a mental game. I mean, physically, hell, you're out there for an hour wrestling, but I think mentally, because you have the time, you're able to develop things and do things and really take your time with things, and focus on things the right way, and I think it worked out. You know, I really enjoyed it, me personally. You know, the only time I came close to doing an hour, and I don't think it was a legit hour. I mean, I don't think it was more like 45 minutes, but it was was in some weird little Southern Colorado carny show, and I mean it was what it was. I mean, but that was definitely, for me, it was, gave me a lot of confidence in my ability to kind of go out there on the fly and do what I do and wrestle, and it was enjoyable.